Hi, and welcome back to the Plant-Based Quick Cooking Show. I'm Karen, coming to you every week from the Center for Plant-Based Living right here in St. Louis, Missouri. It is the beginning of winter squash season. Fall is upon us, and my favorite winter squash, of course, butternut squash, is on today's menu. Let's get started. Today we're cooking up a nice and creamy, warm and smooth butternut squash, ginger, and coconut soup. I know, it's so exciting. It's so delicious. Okay, here we go. To start, I'm going to turn up my burner all the way, turn up my heat all the way, and we're going to be using butternut squash, one entire butternut squash cut up, celery, a shallot, some coconut milk. I'm going to juice our orange, and we're going to add in a little bit of minced ginger. Okay, to a hot skillet, you want to add in your chopped celery and shallot and get those nice and hot. You can just put that into a dry skillet or a dry saucepan. You don't need to add any oil, and I usually don't add any oil to my cooking. So that will get nice and warm, and you'll start to see the vegetables glisten a little bit because vegetables have a lot of water in them, and they'll start to release that. And it'll also become a lot easier to stir everything around because you'll have a little bit of water in there. And if they do start to stick just a little bit, have some broth or water off to the side and just add a few drops just to deglaze. But you want to stay on top of your ingredients. Okay, so I'm going to let these cook down and I'll be right back. It's been about 3 or 4 minutes and our shallot and celery are cooked down pretty well. Now I'm going to add in, using a microplane, and some ginger. I'm just going to add in about probably a ½ inch worth of our garlic knob here, or I'm sorry, ginger. And if you keep your ginger in the freezer, it'll last forever. So don't keep it in your refrigerator. It'll just wilt up. Keep it in your freezer. Okay, we have enough ginger in there. Oh, it smells so good. All right. Okay, that is already cooking because ginger is so delicate and very fragrant. Okay, next I'm going to add in our butternut squash. Mix that around. And I'm on a medium-high heat. Mix all of that around. And now I'm going to add in 3 cups of vegetable broth. Give that another really quick stir. And I'm going to pull my heat down to a simmer and let that cook for about 30 minutes. And then I'll be right back with the final step. All right, it's been about 30 minutes and I've kept the saucepan at a very low simmer, and it was covered as well the entire time. Now I'm going to add in the juice of that orange that you saw earlier and give that a little bit of a stir. Now I'm going to take everything off of my heat, or just turn the heat off, and take an immersion blender. If you don't have an immersion blender, you can just use a regular blender and batch by batch put your soup into the blender to get that really nice, smooth, silky flavor and texture. But I really love the immersion blender. And it's going to become nice and thick. And you're going to get all of the squash and the shallots and the celery. And it just takes a minute. Okay, we are fully blended. Now I'm going to take our coconut, and I've got 2 small cans here. You can use one 14-ounce can if you like. You can just use a small little can if you want to pull back on the fat, and then you can add a little bit of plant-based milk in there as well. I'm going to give this another real quick blend. Spice it up with just a little bit of pepper and serve it up. I hope you love this just as much as I do. It's rich and creamy with just a hint of acid to get through that coconut milk, and all the tastes of flavors of the fall right here. Enjoy. I'll see you real soon. Mm.